Hello friends, welcome to the world of learning and growing. I am Dr. Pournima Kale. I am currently pursuing my MD in radiation oncology, and today I am here to tell you that why you should not set your New Year goals. So you would be asking, Pournima, why are you talking about New Year resolutions in the month of February? Because as we all know that January is the free trial month that we all have, और वो तो सिर्फ डेट सही करने में ही निकल जाता है. So, according to a survey, most of the world's population read around 1 to 2 books per year. Why is that? That's even less than a page a day, right? That is because 95% of the content of the book is just examples and build up, and only 5% of the actual content is what we need to learn and understand. So, to get to that 5%, we have to actually read the entire book. So, most of our time is wasted on this super frivolous stuff, and then we just quit reading because we don't find it interesting enough. So I am here to make it easy for you. So I will read the entire book and give you those key actionable ideas that you will actually implement in your life and make your life much better without spending those extra hours reading that book. Well, I'd obviously appreciate you going through the entire text because then you could always get an in-depth knowledge of what the author has to say. But rest of it, I'm here for you. So how many of you have set New Year goals in the past years? So how many of you have failed to resolute to all of these goals? Yes, I am also guilty of giving up my New Year's resolution. It happens with almost 98% of the people. According to a survey again, 98% of the people give up on their New Year resolutions by the end of February. So it just lasts for 2 months. ऐसा क्यों है? But how do the ultimate level producers या जो हमारे टेक जायंट्स है या जो अपने इंडस्ट्री में टाइटन्स है वो लोग अपना न्यू ईयर रेजोल्यूशन तो करते होंगे बट वो उसको कंटिन्यू कैसे करते हैं? हाउ डू दे मैनेज देयर I'll go to gym daily, I'll eat healthy, I'll work out regularly, I'll study more, ये सारे कैसे फॉलो करते हैं? So there is a hack that we all should understand. So winners don't do different things, winners do the things differently. So वो कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें करते हैं जो शायद हमें नहीं पता या हमें पता हो कि हम उसको inculcate नहीं करना चाहते हमारी लाइफ में. So today we are going to talk about just that. So if we go by the primary concept of goal setting, then everybody who sets goal must achieve the result, but that doesn't happen. So if we take example of Olympics, so everybody, the winner and the loser, has the same goal to win, but what differentiates the medal holder from rest of the people is their systems. This is what differentiates from the rank holder from rest of the population, the 5% from the 95% of the people, is what we call in simple languages habits. Habits shape our destiny. So let's take this further. I'll share my story with you. So last year, मेरा New Year resolution था to read 52 books in 52 weeks. That is 1 year. Sounds interesting, right? मेरे को भी बड़ी खुशी हुई थी जब किया था. But just at the next moment, my mind was crowded with all of the thoughts कि कौन सी books रहेगी, कौन से authors, how many pages will I be able to manage, and my mind just got stuck. So then I thought, let's take one thing at a time. So then I got to lay my hands on this amazing book, The Atomic Habits by James Clear. So ये book के बारे में मैंने social media में काफ़ी सुना था. The author has a very successful Instagram page and also a newsletter जिसमें वो habit making, habit formation के बारे में काफ़ी कुछ चीज़ें बताते हैं. So I was very interested to read this book because of its very catchy title. So as I started reading this book, I was amazed at the densely filled content of this book. Every page had a new insight and every line written was worth reading. And this author is such a renowned author, and the things that he has done and written are perfectly followed up with examples and actionable steps that you could follow in your entire life. So I was very interested in reading this book further. So the most important thing that I learned from this book was small, seemingly insignificant changes and improvement that you make can yield staggering results over a long time. So just 1% improvement every day can lead to being 37 times better in an entire year. Can you imagine that? My mind was blown away with this concept. So I told myself, that I will start with just reading one page of the book before going to bed. So I kept the book by my bedside, और जब भी मैं सोने जाती थी तो I just tried to read one page. So one page turned into two, two turned into three, and at times मैं पूरा chapter पढ़ लेती थी सोने से पहले, because वो इतनी interesting book है और इतनी interesting concepts उन्होंने put forward की है that it occupied most of my mind the entire day. So the key lesson here is to begin. The rest takes care of itself. You don't have to look at the entire mountain. You just have to look at that next baby step that you are going to take. So this one page a day habit not only changed the way I read, but also told me that it is not very difficult to do what you have thought that you can do. So whenever I started reading this book, so there is this concept called identity change. So इस book में लिखा है that if you want to pursue something for a very long period of time, it has to be a part of you. So I started believing that I am a reader. Instead of saying I'll read 52 books in a year, I should say I am a reader. So this completely transforms your mindset. You start making better decisions. You actually want to learn more, to study more, or to read more. जैसे अगर आप कहते हैं कि आपको वेट लूज करना है और यू वांट टू गो टू जिम डेली, सो जस्ट टेल योरसेल्फ आई एम अ हेल्दी पर्सन. इससे क्या होगा ना, योर माइंड स्टार्ट्स एक्सेप्टिंग दैट वॉट एवर यू आर डूइंग इज राइट, एंड देयरफॉर इट डज नॉट क्लॉग, और आपको वो ब्लॉक नहीं करता. इट डज नॉट अलाउ यू टू प्रोक्रेस्टिनेट. So that is the hack. Just keep on telling this to yourself 2 to 3 times every day, and you'll constantly see a shift in mindset जिसमें you start making actually better choices. जैसे अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है आपने जिम जाना चाहिए, अगर आपने ये बताया that I am a healthy person, then what does a healthy person do? He goes to a gym daily. So ये आपका एक body का innate mechanism हो जाता है which will actually help you to go to gym daily. One thing I want you to understand here is goals are temporary. So if your goal is to weigh 60 kgs and you work hard for it and you attain that 60 kg, so what after that? Obviously yes, you will be happy, but immediately your next goal will be to have those 6-pack abs, right? So this is human nature. We are never satisfied and goals are not the measure of our happiness. So हम ऐसा procrastinate करते हैं कि अगर हमको ये मिल जाएगा, हम ये goal attain करेंगे तो हम happy हो जाएंगे, या then we will attain the happiness, but it doesn't happen. We actually keep on looking for the next goal. So it is our systems that build us. It is a system. It is a person who we become throughout this process is what gives you the ultimate level of happiness. But our systems are permanent. It helps us build our personality, identity, future and destiny. It is worth the time. So now I had the identity of being a reader. So now I obviously wanted to expand my reading and read more books. So being a doctor, I am doing my residency right now. So most of my time goes into that. I am almost 10 to 12 hours in the hospital. So मैं हमेशा खुद को बोलती रहती थी कि मेरे पास ज़्यादा टाइम तो है नहीं पढ़ने के लिए, जितना होता है सोने से पहले थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ लेती हूँ. Then I actually made a schedule of what I do in the entire day. So as I told you कि 10-12 घंटे काम करने के बाद I used to come back and have a huge cup of coffee and mindlessly scroll through Instagram because I thought that I deserved that break, right? But as I started writing down my schedule, I understood that काम से आने के बाद में I used to mindlessly scroll for 2.5 hours. So by writing it down, I became aware about my bad habits. So जेम्स क्लियर बहुत अच्छे से ये चीज़ बताते हैं that if you want to change your bad habit, you have to be aware about it and then you have to write it down or verbalize. So अगर आप बताएंगे या आप लिखेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि कौन सी चीज़ें आप गलत कर रहे हैं और कौन सी चीज़ें आपको सही करनी चाहिए. So after I was aware about the bad habit, I had the intention to change it. So मैंने सोचा कि जो टाइम मैं सोशल मीडिया में गवा रही हूँ, why not utilize that time? So I wanted to read a book while sipping my coffee after coming back from home. So that was the complete setup, that a good habit I wanted to install. This concept is called as habit stacking. So मेरी एक previous habit थी जिस पे मैंने एक new habit superimpose करने का try किया. So this is a hack. It becomes installing new habits really easy. So जैसे it was difficult at first obviously because my phone was always handy and it was a constant urge of going through the social media that always grips us. But then I made a conscious choice. So while I brewed my coffee, I had my book just next to the coffee jar, so that उसके ऊपर मेरा specs रखा रहता था, तो मैं कॉफ़ी लेने जाऊँ वैसे ही मुझे बुक दिख जाए. So that made it obvious in my environment, and I could not read after the book was just right here in front of me. In the law of behavior change that is given in the book, this is the first and most important thing, that make the cue obvious. So we have to create an environment for us जिसमें हमको वो obvious चीज़ हो जाएगी. अगर आपको workout करना है तो your gym clothes and your shoes should be obviously visible in your entire environment, so that you don't just skip that thing out of your mind. Then when I started reading the books, I got to know some very interesting concepts, and I thought of sharing it with you all. So I started an Instagram with the name of A Book That Travels, and I also have my newsletter, so do subscribe if you haven't already. And here I just started sharing some key insights that I got from this book. I also started sharing it with my close friends and family. So this made reading even more pleasurable and attractive for it, which brings me to the second most important thing of law of behavior change, that is make the cue attractive. So when I started sharing this, तो मुझे काफ़ी लोगों से बहुत अच्छा response आया, and it actually made me read more books. So now I wanted to make this easy for me as well. So I started reading books जिसमें मेरे को interest था. I like to live a simple, natural and healthy life. So I started reading more about nutritious diet, about workouts. So The 4-Hour Body is a very interesting book by Tim Ferriss. So ऐसी जो books मैंने पढ़ना start किया, so there we have some practical ideas that हम daily use कर सकते हैं. So this increases our ability and our interest in learning. So this brings me to the third point of law of behavior change, that is make the response easy. It should be easy for you to read, to grab that book and actually start completing whatever you have said for the day. After these 3 points of law of behavior change, the last and the most important is make the reward satisfying. So as James Clear said, that whenever you install a new habit, it should be instantly gratifying, so that our brain gets that dopamine rush and it tries to do it more often. तो मैंने क्या किया? So whenever I used to read the book, मैंने वो book के बारे में Instagram में post किया. Then I allowed a teeny tiny bit of time to go through the social media. So I got my time to scroll through Instagram. तो मेरा वो जो urge था वो भी कम हो गया. Plus I installed a new habit. So can you imagine that the bad habit that I had to mindlessly scroll through Instagram or social media was actually converted into a reward in this process of law of behavior change. So can you imagine if we could actually do it with all of our bad habits, that we could convert it into the rewards for the good habits? How amazing life would be after this. You tend to evolve better, be more comfortable and actually enjoy the process if you have a partner doing that with you. It gives you a different kind of motivation. So this is called as accountability partner. It could be anybody. It could be your sister, your friend, or it could be your gym partner as well. For me, it was my mother. She is also an avid reader, and whenever we used to read and discuss stuff, it became very interesting for me to actually tell her something more. One thing I learned from her is, it's okay to not read every day. It's okay to not do something that you have actually told yourself to do once in a while. But just remember, never miss twice. So अगर आप आज कुछ नहीं कर पाते due to some circumstance, so you just don't feel like doing it, it's okay. But get back at it tomorrow. It's okay to derail, but then it is very important for you to come back. So if you constantly derail it for 1, 2, 3 days, then you will go out of mind. You cannot afford to miss the momentum that you have set up for all of these days. One day is okay, but again, never miss twice. So finally, let me give you just one quick tip to actually follow through your New Year's resolution throughout the year. So keep your environment clean. So avoid any temptation that will crave you to do that bad habit. So if you want to lose weight or have that perfect lifestyle, then don't stack your fridge with chocolates, sweets, or any of the stuff that is junk. Go out shopping for fresh fruits and vegetables and keep it handy and in your visual field, so that you will make better choices daily and it will be very easy for you to stick through. So if you start applying these small changes and these super valuable lessons from this book in your life, I am sure you would not have to set any New Year goals for the next year, because by then you would have attained them all. Happy reading and cheers.